All right. Well, this is the Raw review. But of course, this is the Wrestling Pod. And I am your host, Carlito Santiago. Lewis is not here, of course. I hope to get him here for Saturday for the SmackDown summary. But, I hope for him to show up. I hope for him to show up. But we had another episode of Monday Night Raw. Before the Elimination Chamber happens, of course, this Saturday, March 1st, 2025. And we're looking at a pretty good build for the Elimination Chamber. Just days before WWE rolls into Toronto for the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, the premier promotion in the professional world of wrestling stopped by Cincinnati OHIO for the go-home edition of Raw on Netflix. Rhea Ripley had to address her upcoming Women's World Heavyweight Championship match against Io Sky, while CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Logan Paul met inside the square circle. Well, not all three of them met inside the same ring. Seth Rollins had a little hash out with Cody, but we'll get to that. But what really went down, and who emerged with momentum on their side as we head into the Elimination Chamber. If you guys like this stream, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below, and turn on those post notifications so you'll never miss a stream again. It's that easy. So, without further ado, what happened on Monday Night Raw? So, you probably hear a lot of squeaking in the back. That's the chair. So, get used to it, I guess. Ahead of Elimination Chamber, Logan Paul and his somehow worst new theme song kicked off Raw. He took the squared circle to address the fans in Ohio, drawing chants of "You suck." I know another person who got the same chance. Actually, two people who get the same chance. Anyway, after the Maverick ran down his opponents in Saturday's Chamber match, CM Punk interrupted, and after issuing a warning or two to Paul, he told the YouTuber, "In this business, you're nothing." Oh, God. This resulted in a slap from Paul to Punk, who rolled out of the ring and rushed up the ramp, evading payback from the man with whom he will share a steel cage, or, fucking chamber with. The crowd was hot, and the two polar opposite personas helped elevate this above what would otherwise be a one-dimensional opening promo. Let alone, the segment gave fans a side story to track into the Elimination Chamber match and plant the seeds for a potential WrestleMania 40 match, yada, 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 between the two. That's not going to fucking happen. If that is where WWE Creative wants to take them on the road to Las Vegas, of course, on Easter weekend. Graded a B. So let me just break it down for you guys, okay? Logan Paul eliminated Punk in the Royal Rumble. You guys got that, so that's there. But then you also have the fact that we could be seeing Paul and Punk later. It's not going to happen at fucking WrestleMania. All right, WWE Creative is not looking to put Paul and fucking Punk in a match at WrestleMania. It's just we could possibly do it. You never know. But it's not going to happen, all right? I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. Okay, WWE is already, slated to plant fucking the seeds for Paul and Cena. So, the reason they're doing Punk and Logan is just to plant seeds. It's just to give you a little insight to what you could be seeing next in the future. All right? If they decide to go down that route, which they most likely will. But for now, leading up to WrestleMania, look for Punk to probably eliminate Paul just to get a little revenge from the Royal Rumble, you know what I mean? So, and if that is the case, well then, you're going to love and hate my fucking predictions video or live stream that comes out this Thursday. So check that out. But yeah, this was a really good opening segment, okay? I was on my phone for most of it, but once I saw the slap, I was like, ooh, you don't, you are testing the waters there, Paul. You are testing the waters. Please don't start shit. Don't start none, you ain't gonna get none, okay? Punk wore a Chicago Teachers Union shirt in support of the educators of his hometown, of course. That's right. Support the education, bitch. He warned the social media star, I love this from Punk, man. I will make history and you will be history. Punk tells it as it is. He may be an asshole, but he tells it as is. Honestly, this should really get a B+. The way these guys, like, just, Punk treating Paul like he's nothing. Like, dude, you're not even on my level. Fuck that. You're nothing. You're just nothing. Like, Punk, like, Logan Paul's the Punk, okay? My God, this is just Phillip Brooks, but hey, whatever. Moving on, we got our first match in the form of a triple threat match, which was fucking amazing, okay? It actually, like, I was on my phone, I look up, I had to put my fucking phone down. I'm usually on there looking at fucking tweets on Twitter, so, or X, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, chants of "This is awesome" poured from the stands in Cincinnati as three of the most gifted wrestlers in WWE battled in a triple threat match. Of course, the newest member to Monday Night Raw, Penta. Of course, the Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. And of course, the Imperium member himself, Ludwig Kaiser. They continued their weekly long rivalry Monday night, each seizing the upper hand in this contest. At one point, Dunn delivered the bitter end to Penta, only for Kaiser to break it up. Moments later, the German would again capitalize on the opening, dumping Penta from the ring and delivering an inverted hammerlock DDT to the Bruiserweight for the win, actually. He would dump Penta out. Penta was going to go for the Penta driver. And of course, he went and Penta did do the sacrifice. So, yeah. Now, this was a little fun three-way kind of match that had fans hanging on nearly on every near fall and being solid behind Penta. I already heard from the IWC that fucking, oh my God, how do you react to Penta losing his first match? You guys realize that Penta didn't get pinned. Right? Now, yes, Penta was in the match. He lost the match. Sure. But it's better to lose that way than to be the one who got pinned. Pete Dunne took the pinfall. So, really, no momentum gained, but no momentum lost. And we've talked about how we gain and lose momentum. So, ultimately, Kaiser scored what can be best described as an upset win. But it's one that continues his rivalry with the Luchador. That's good. What is the end game? The end game remains to be seen, but if WWE does not have a clear path to WrestleMania for Penta as of yet, keeping him in the ring with Kaiser is not a bad call. Now, again, Penta could team up with LWO. I have a list of possible WrestleMania matches. I will save them for the prediction video just to show like where my head's going for that direction. But again, that'll be saved for the predictions. But yeah, if WWE does not have a clear path to WrestleMania for Penta, this rivalry with Kaiser can still continue, or with Pete Dunne, right? This can still continue. I do see Backlash this year happening in Mexico City, Mexico, or somewhere in Mexico. I just know that this would be perfect. And do remember Braun Breaker, right? Braun Breaker keeping those eyes up, ladies and gentlemen. Penta and Braun Breaker could have a match in Mexico. This would be a pretty good opportunity for WWE to capitalize on. We know that we're going to have Clash in Paris this year, so that's fucking great on a Sunday. Boy. This was definitely great at NA. Kaiser definitely needed the win, and something to keep Penta and Dunne doing something for a while as we heat up to WrestleMania. So, yeah. Kaiser has done a magnificent job of utilizing the promo time between breaks to get himself over and evolve his microphone presence. He has been a staple of those off-air promos for those without ads on Netflix and has really highlighted himself as someone with tremendous upside. That's true. Kaiser has come a long way from being a tag team guy, from being Gunther's kind of lackey, to now going on his own and doing it great, making a name for himself. Gunther's kind of looking at him and like, damn, I'm proud. Good. We had an interview. We know how we say about interviews. Rhea Ripley can gain some momentum, and this is great. Great way to gain momentum here. I love it. The women's world champion joined Jackie Redmond in a little brief interview about her match against Io Sky. The Australian reminded everyone that her dominance in 5 years since she's last squared with the genius of the Sky and ran down the list of superstars she has defeated in the past. Of course, listing of Becky, listing of Charlotte, Liv Morgan. Sky appeared and vowed to win the title and wrapped up this short little interview vowing to win the title. So I love that she held the title up in front of her. So this is a great little sell for next week. And it leads to, of course, why I've already came up with a prediction for the women's elimination chamber and who shall win and face Rhea Ripley for the women's heavyweight championship. Possibly because I know Io Sky will likely lose that match. But hey, got to put some respect on Io. If you're going to really sell me Io, you have to make her feel good. If you've seen her vignettes, right? The underwater type vignettes, I love those. And her speaking Japanese and putting the subtitles, those actually make it more clear for me to like, okay, I understand where she's coming from. And, she has a chance. This is great. Honestly, a B. Yeah. Stick in the grade. Next, what came is, of course, a new day. Because it is a new day. But not a new generation. No. The new day, if you know, you know. The new day added to a string of wins in recent weeks by defeating Cruz del Toro. And, of course, I don't know why I said it like that. And Joaquin Wilde from the LWO. The babyfaces started hot, but Kingston downed Del Toro behind the official's back, and the New Day took control of the match. They dominated the action from there, cutting short a comeback attempt late. What the fuck? Okay. Scoring a momentum-building victory. And, again, that's good. This was another heat-building win for the heels, who continued to be one of the hottest acts on Monday Night Raw. The post-match beatdown that saw them lay out Dragon Lee, that laid out Dragon Lee for a good measure, may have done more damage than good for the Luchador. But it further strengthened New Day at a time when they are seeing seeing their stature grow with every passing week, which is good. Yeah, I mean, if everybody knows, like, Kingston has longevity, and then Xavier Woods is here, making the best of his time. He's got 10 years under WWE as well. So these guys together are really standing out as like a heel act, and a lot of people are really like loving it. I'm speechless with this, and I think this is great. This could possibly be, and I have it as possible matches in my notes here, that it could possibly be these guys being at WrestleMania. This would be nice. Having the New Day and then the LWO at WrestleMania, that's fucking perfect. This is great to see. And I agree. It's kind of like in that midpoint, like where it needs to stay for like a mid-card type act for Monday Night Raw for a while. We can keep building. Obviously, backstage, there's some tension with the Judgment Day that continued to mount. Obviously, there's a demon that was like up in the top corner. A lot of people are not really watching behind, too. So like, there's a lot of that. I probably forgot something here. Actually, hold on. Because I was going to say, at one moment, Kaiser took a look at AJ Styles. Maybe that's later, but Karrion Kross was in the back there standing. Maybe that comes in later. Who knows? Anyway, Gunther came out for a promo. What got turned into a match. Okay? So ahead of his WrestleMania 41 match against Jey Uso, Gunther issued a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Akira Tozawa to do something he claimed the men's Royal Rumble winner would never do, earn his respect. Now, if you don't know this about Gunther and Akira Tozawa, these were two men who were overweight, okay? And they worked their butts off, and look at where they are now. There have been pictures that surface online that, like, they were kind of overweight, but you see how, like, they've come. And honestly, I think this is why WWE set this up. They wanted to show, like, oh my God, these guys were big and overweight men. Now they're here. And yes, Akira Tozawa, when he first started off, I think he wrestled in Japan, and he was a bit like, kind of heavy set, but he lost that weight. And it's just the overcoming of that. And a lot of people go through personal obstacles in their lives. Gunther has, and Akira Tozawa has. These are two talented men who duked it out. And honestly, they did put on a classic performance. Like, what I thought would be a squash was actually a pretty decent match. Okay, but still, it does not take away from the actual undertoning of this, which was Gunther destroying Akira and then taking out Otis. So Akira showed great fire as he unloaded on the general early, but the dominant champion overwhelmed him with some devastating strikes, chopping the air out of Tozawa and finishing off with a powerbomb. But of course, that wasn't it, because Gunther wanted to punish him more. So he put him in the chokehold and he passed out. After the match, Gunther continued to punish his opponent and even down Otis with a sleeper when he attempted to make a save for his teammate. That's when, of course, Uso hit the ring. Haha, yeet, bitch. Chased off Gunther and stood tall to close out the segment. This was a great bit of business that highlighted what can happen when Gunther's hubris gets the best of him. It's a story that will almost certainly play out at WrestleMania, and kudos, of course, to Tozawa, who showed great fire here as he fought from underneath, and it's great. While it wasn't quite the same level, or quite on the same level, this contest was a reminiscence of a criminally underrated match between Triple H and Taka Mininoku. Hopefully I'm getting that right. From Raw in 2000, where the game worked overtime to put over his opponent, even though the lightweight champion stood no chance of winning. This is great to beat, and honestly, it deserves a B. Okay? I can't wait to see. Now, Gunther choosing Tozawa as his opponent because he's a glorified cartoon character, just as the ring general believes Uso is, was a nice little bit of creativity that makes sense with the context of what we know about the world champion. It's true. I mean, Gunther's been a world champion. Honestly, I'm telling you, this motherfucker should hold the title for a year. All right? Like, honestly, I'm telling you, like, he should go until SummerSlam. But, hey, Gunther's been a pretty good champion, if you ask me. Like, I knew his championship run was going to happen. I called it. I even called Tiffany's. Like, I remember, I didn't think she would win it in 2024. But if you were to have asked old me if she'd win it in 2025, like I said, I would say yes. And I do. I do say yes. But yeah, Gunther's just been on a whole nother level, man. Pretty good shit so far. This is where we get a little bit kind of lack, I guess you could say. Lyra Valkyria defended the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Dakota Kai, a rematch from, of course, the finals in their little tournament. Now, as has been the case throughout their rivalry to this point, the match highlighted the in-ring chemistry of the competitors. Valkyria dominated early, but Kai fought her way back into the contest and even appeared to have a victory in hand at one point. The Valkyrie, though, fended the onslaught off, and delivered the Nightwing to score the victory. Now a sign of respect happened, as of course Kai exited the ring and headed up the ramp. Ivy Nile attacked her, laid her out, and then of course went into the ring and took out Valkyria in the squared circle before holding the IC title over her head to close things out. Now, why didn't Ivy Nile win? Who the fuck knows? Why didn't she win against Dakota Kai? So we can get this in. I don't know. All right. It would have been nice to kind of lay a little touching, like, okay. But I think WWE didn't want to go that route. I think WWE wanted to give Kai another chance to see that she's capable of it. I think a lot of people were mad that Kai didn't win. But, again, WWE's changing in front of our eyes. Like, if this was Vince, the Vince-type booking he would do, he would have Ivy Nile win the opportunity. Valkyria would retain, Ivy Nile would attack her, and Kai would come out and make a save for a little, partnership. And then have Kai turn into a bad guy, later down the line. Honestly, this was pretty good, but I kind of put into question, if we got a story between Valkyria and Ivy Nile, which has been, like, if you look at the shows week to week to week, I mean, come on, like, it's right there. Ivy Nile and Valkyria should have faced each other. A strong bout coupled with a post-match angle that propels things forward and gives fans an indication of what is next to come for the champion may help make this entire segment a sizable thumbs up, even if Valkyria and Kai 4 is a lot more interesting than Nile challenging for the gold. True. I think the less interesting Nile is why they chose Kai. So whatever. The pace quick quickened coming out of the break, and the crowd finally got behind what the competitors were doing. An impressive delay suplex did not hurt. All right, I don't know why I read that, but whatever. Anyway, graded B, I think it's still the same. This is where it gets another little bit lackluster. Here's what you do. You had to spear the champion, right? You had to have Braun Breaker spear Dominic so we can get another battle we could get a battle here. So 1 week after an inadvertently spearing to Dominic Mysterio, the IC champion, Mr. Braun Breaker, battled the second generation superstar in a singles match. So Mysterio got in some more offense than some may have expected, thanks, of course, to the well-timed distractions from Carlito, me, and, of course, Finn Balor at ringside. But Braun Breaker brushed his opponent's offense off and was poised to fold him in half with a devastating spear. Instead, Mysterio's Judgment Day teammates attacked, drawing a DQ. Don't we love DQ finishes? No, fuck we don't. Breaker still fended them off. It was in a great position of power as he backed Balor off and stood tall to close things out. Now, is Mysterio the next challenger for the IC title? Is it Balor? Who the fuck knows? We got plenty of questions, but all I do know is that most likely it will be Braun Breaker and AJ Styles at Mania. There are plenty of questions surrounding this one, but not least of which involve AJ Styles and where he fits in given his recent confrontations with Breaker. It appears things are headed towards a fatal four-way at Mania. I don't think so. Where you'd like that or not probably depends on your love for multi-man matchups. Again, I'm not big on multi-man matchups, but hey, when we get them, it's fucking exciting, especially in WrestleMania season. So Breaker defeated Mysterio via DQ, graded a C, of course. We know. Cody Rhodes had to respond to The Rock, but Seth Rollins had to, of course, put his 2 cents in. The undisputed champion Cody Rhodes hit the ring to discuss his interaction with The Rock on Friday, or from Friday. It's more like previously on Friday Night SmackDown. I want your soul, Cody. Give it to me. What are you talking about? No, so he waxed poetically about the moral dilemma before him, until Seth Rollins interrupted and asked him what the hell he is thinking, even considering becoming Rock's champion. He warned his tag team partner from last year's WrestleMania main event not to make him hate him, and then vowed to win the men's elimination chamber and challenge the American Nightmare at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. This was extraordinary. Not only did Rhodes call out Rollins for coming across as judgmental, given how the Visionary has allowed hate to engulf him of late, but Rollins rightfully questioned the champion's mindset, given all they did to keep Rock in the bloodline from gaining absolute power over WWE at last year's Mania. Rollins has been the heart of WWE for the past year. He has called out those who he believes are detrimental to the company and made vanquishing them his goal. Now he sees Rhodes one step closer to choosing the dark side, and this is his word of warning to him. Whether Rhodes heeds his advice, opting to anger the final boss rather than incur the hate of the Visionary, remains to be seen and should be a major selling point for the Elimination Chamber. Now, in my predictions, I might throw in some little this could happen, maybe that could happen. We've seen if there's only two people who have been kind of little, arrogant little assholes, it's been Punk and Rollins. We could be seeing that again, right? But remember this, okay? Remember this. I love that fucking Rhodes called out Rollins for his crap, but Rollins rightfully called out Cody on his. So, I mean, this is a good back and forth between them, if you ask me. But of course, graded an A, and honestly, it is. Anytime these guys get into a promo, it's fucking great. Right? Rollins told Rhodes, the fact that you didn't slap him in the face is a slap in my face. And it's pretty understandable, Rhodes, CM Punk, who is this? Fucking Rollins issued one last warning. I'm not coming for your soul, but I am coming for your title. I like that Rollins added that. But here's this. I think this is from Rollins. I'm not out here to judge you. Maybe I'm out here to protect you from making the same mistakes I made all those years ago. I've been filled with hate lately. Some in the right direction. To guys like Roman Reigns and CM Punk, I don't want to hate you. Don't make me hate you, Cody. So, I mean, he's just... Damn, man. Seth could be a damn manipulator. This is fucking interesting, if you ask me. Then we get to the women's tag team championship match, which blew the roof off this place, and this needed to fucking happen. Finally. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are your new tag team champions following a dramatic main event that saw them benefit from an incessant interference from, you guessed it, dirty motherfucking Dominic Mysterio. You motherfucker. And they're only resilient to defeating Naomi and Bianca Belair. The near falls were plentiful, and the fans ate every one of them up. Never quite knowing if the seemingly unbeatable champions could overcome the heel tactics used by their opponents, they got their answer as Morgan pinned Naomi, and seconds after Raquel smashed her head into the ring post, unbeknown to the official, and secured her and her partner's place in the history books as the first ever 3-time tag team champions. Ain't that crazy? On a night that also highlighted women's wrestling in the form of Valkyrie and Kai, this was a banger of a main event that spotlight the incredible chemistry between both teams. And of course, if you noticed, Morgan's the one who pinned Naomi. So Naomi's the reason why they lost the tag team titles. So you know where this is headed. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Finally, we can get past this. And of course, ending on Monday Night Raw, I can now put up this new edited version where Morgan is now the champion. As you can see, originally I had it here and here. But now, of course, as you see, Morgan's now a champion. So, we definitely know Morgan's not winning. We know Bianca and, of course, Naomi most likely aren't winning. So, you will get my predictions, and they are already made. I've kind of already set in the groundworks for what I think is going to happen. I hope it happens the way I think it's going to happen. But, the future is uncertain. But as for the Monday Night Raw, on a night when WWE needed to put a bow on the hyped Elimination Chamber show, it not only did that in the form of the Punk, Paul, and Rollins-Cody promo segments, but it also delivered on some stellar in-ring work while highlighting the women's division. Pete Dunne, Penta, and Kaiser kicked things off with a great triple threat match. We then moved into a Women's Intercontinental Championship match. We also got to cap it all off with Morgan and Raquel besting Bianca and Naomi in a match that got new champions. So, this is perfect. And arguably, honestly, one of the best and most complete episodes of Raw leading into a pay-per-view. This is so much better. I'm sorry, but fuck Vince. Triple H, keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm loving it. I think everybody can agree. We're all loving it. This is crazy. The second week in a row that this writer has said something of that nature. Who did it this week? Was it Eric Beeston? Yeah, Eric Beeston. Shout out to Eric Beeston, of course, for the Bleacher Report. Thank you, man. But yeah, fucking this is graded an A. It bodes well for it that some of its best television has been produced for the streaming giant over the past month, and we've been doing this for a month. So honestly, yes, the show is a fucking A. It's gonna keep getting A's. Okay. Now, if you're on, I'm sorry that I keep saying the F word, but again, I'm an adult, so I can say and do whatever the hell I want. But this was a great Monday Night Raw, and I can't wait for the Elimination Chamber. It will be exciting. It will be fun. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. So again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment down below, turn on those post notifications. I will give you guys my predictions this Thursday around 5:30, 6 o'clock. You know, same kind of time as here. But that will be on Thursday. The SmackDown summary will be on Saturday at around 1. The Elimination Chamber review will be on Sunday. So keep looking out for that. And until then, I'll see you guys later.